The number 2 business on this year's Top 100 is all about working on the railroad.
RailComm supplies train control systems for the world's railroads, primarily focused on yard automation systems.
We provide the equivalent of air traffic control systems, but for trains, and also provide the management of train traffic within yards.
Meet Joe Denny, CEO of RailComm, and Sean Gleason, the company's Chief Business Strategy Officer, together since the beginning.
Joe and I started off as friends. We both moved to Fairport right around the same time. We have kids that are right around the same age, and in Fairport it's a great community.
RailComm was formed in 1999. We were all former General Railway signal engineers working for what was GRS at the time, is currently Alstom Signaling or Alstom Transport. And we had a difference of ideas of where the company should head.
He had shared with me the RailComm idea. At the time I was working with another company, Gleason Corporation, here in town. I'm also entrepreneurial, but Joe has that idea and the spark, and I really wanted to hitch my wagon to his and be part of that process, and my juices also flowed in that direction.
One of our key hires was Sean Gleason. Sean was in charge of all of our operations when he first came in, but Sean's a guy that attacks problems. And Sean saw that our biggest problem wasn't operations, our biggest problem was with sales. So he immediately aimed his laser at how to solve the sales problem. And Sean is really singularly credited for helping us grow to the heights we're at today.
Joe is that glue. He's a great people person. He has a lot of patience. He's able to bring the various types of characters together, and he's like the director of the orchestra. Without having a great orchestra director, we would all be out of tune. We would not be as successful. That's exactly what he does for us, is he gets the whole band playing together. We complement each other so well. He's a great visionary. We're friends first and business partners second, and it has been a great journey.
And it's a journey that started in 1999 and is presently on track with railroads in America and around the world.
The problem that the customers are trying to solve is in the life of a car and traffic moving from the West Coast to the East Coast, as an example, 74% of that time a car spends in a yard, and that's unproductive time. So it's just like inventory sitting on a shelf in a factory.
When I drive by a site, what I'm always looking for are the boxes next to switch points. Typically you'll see a box about so big with a lever on it, and the lever is a manual lever that a person actually goes up and applies force to move the track, physically move the track from one position to the next. So an example of manual control of a yard is where you have literally a crew of people that walk from switch to switch to switch, lining a route in front of a train to where its destination is supposed to be. What we look for are the bigger boxes, and the bigger boxes have motors inside them, and the motors are something that we can control. So in automation systems, what we do is we eliminate the manual switching mechanism, apply a powered switch, which is electrically controlled, and we allow the switch to be remotely controlled by radio signals from a central location being propagated out to that switch location. We line that route automatically for them.
And by automating switches at the lowest level, eliminates the walking of from switch to switch to switch. There's instant productivity savings, in addition to the safety savings.
Great idea, gentlemen. But you went from number 92 on last year's Top 100 to number 2 this year. What's changed?
It just so happened over the last couple of years with the economic downturn, there was a fairly large reduction in force that was associated with that downturn, from our customer's point of view. That was actually an opening for us to come in and replace those jobs that were laid off with automation. Then as the economy was being forced to improve through stimulus, we were the benefactor of a lot of some of that spending.
And with growth and success, RailComm is still a family affair.
My wife Nikki works at RailComm, and she's the director of HR. I actually have HR reporting directly to me, which is unusual.
The boss here is very easygoing. He is, a people person. He can talk with anyone. He's very comfortable in, a social situation. Joe at home, the husband, is more of a homebody, a pretty easygoing person all around. He's very positive. He sees the good in everything, very trusting. I think we're a very good team. We work well together. We respect each other. So it makes us stronger as a group here. And
Nikki is a very big driver in helping us understand how all of our different emotions mix and work together. So without her, this company would be a completely different beast.
With Joe, Sean, Nikki, and the rest of the RailComm lineup,
we have an incredible team that we've built over the years. These are the guys that have to take my crazy ideas and figure out a way to actually make them work in practicality. And that's a big challenge, I guarantee you on that.
We have a great workforce. We hire for attitude. We've learned that it's easier to train skill sets, but you can't train attitude.
But everybody is talented and, very good at what they're doing.
They talk about the hockey stick growth. We're really just at the beginning of the curve. So we see tremendous growth in the future for us because now the systems are in, our customers are understanding the benefits, and they're now starting to spec in these capabilities as something that they need in their future as well.